You have been designated the carry role. You originally wanted position 6. The world said no. But I don't play carry, you say to yourself. That's alright. Let's analyze the opposition. Well, looky here. A gaggle of melee heroes. The 2 brain cells nestled in your skull spark to life and suggest a few options. Lifestealer likes the juicier, wider melee targets. Ursa won't be kited so damn hard, and Monkey King could quite possibly assure max Jingu mastery consistently. But the 3rd brain cell appears from the shadows, neglected for its usually stupid and terrible decision making. But it suggests the biggest, the brainiest suggestion it's ever suggested. Bloodseeker. The twins will not thirst for long.
Beep beep!
Hey peeps, welcome back and sit on down, but not for too long, just enough to be comfortable, and then you can piss off when I run out of things to say. Anywho, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. For those of you who have watched my content the past couple of years, you know I'm a strong advocate for the Bloodseeker Acronyms upgrade. Big enjoyer over here, even when it was pretty wank. Nowadays, however, that couldn't be further from the truth. This thing is pretty dope. There we go, that'll do it. To cover the upgrade, since the acronyms, let alone Bloodseeker himself, is not a very sought after asset. Basically, it gives him Bloodmist. It's effectively Pudge's Rot with extra aids, but it deals percentage health magical damage to both yourself and enemies around you. It slows, it increases thirst heal by 50%, and he can now overheal with his passive, which turns it into a universal damage blocking shield for up to 50% of his max HP. Oh, and it also fully stacks with other sources of shield. So first off, I want to preface, I love this acronyms. It's probably one of my favourite acronyms in the entire game, and it's the only way I play Bloodseeker nowadays. However, it is completely situational. This build is designed for enemies to surround you. When you're hovering over Bloodseeker, you want to look at the enemy heroes and assess their ranged prowess. They got 5 ranged heroes? Don't pick it. They got 4 ranged heroes? Don't pick it. You can probably guess by now that we rely on our spell lifesteal, and 1 or 2 heroes just isn't enough to sustain it. You want to pick this into 3 or more melee heroes, which, I know, that doesn't happen much, but to throw us a bone, there are ranged heroes that like to get close and personal, like Death Prophet, Razor, Necro, Gyro, Chen, Batrider, maybe even Viper. And whilst we're on the topic, you probably want to avoid Medusa, Ursa and Abaddon, since even though they're close-range fighters, they heavily reduce or just outright nullify your lifesteal abilities. So, situational, think before you pick. But let's say we got a nice juicy meat sandwich lineup for us to chow down on, a nice triple patty with extra sauce. But first we gotta assemble the table, the cutlery, the condiments. What do we build to abuse their lineup? So first, when I get into the game, I question myself what farming item I want to go for. You got the Do No Wrong Maelstrom. It's almost a perfect Bloodseeker item. He attacks fast to prog the lightning, and the spell amp from the Blood Rage improves the damage on the lightning too. Also, you can build it into Glightnid, set up silences, or what I prefer to do is actually go Mjolnir and lifesteal off the procs from the shield. So it's even got a place in this build late game. I usually get this before boots and aim for it around the 10-minute mark. Or, what I've been doing recently is going for Radiance. If I look at their team and see plenty of right clickers, I might deviate to Radiance. I find it works better against ranged matchups too. The only heroes I found outrange the Radiance aura is Techies, and I guess the little turd goblin sniper. So you should be able to lifesteal a lot from Radiance in teamfights, despite the range differences. Also, blood rage damage though, it's pretty good increase. Also, unlike Maelstrom, if you get Radiance, just get boots first. 15 minutes is a long time without them. So how to build the aid bringer, eh? Well, boots wise, I like phase boots because it helps his movement early on. But if you want to go treads, go treads. Fuck it, go arcing boots. Works so well on Mars, might as well spam blood right every 12 seconds then. But if I go Maelstrom, then I like to throw in a casual Yasha for the nice stats. But if it's a Radiance, then I just skip it because we're running out of time in-game for our spotlight item. After the Yasha, or nothing, I usually go for Shard, but if you want to skip that, then that's fine. I just pick it up because it's nice for like the first 30 minutes, and it falls off hard. It used to be really nice when it's percentage HP damage, but now it only finds it use against Roche and Tormentor. You know, forget I even said this. You should get your scepter now. Then, grab Bloodstone, despite your hero complaining about it.
I'm only buying this because it has legs in it.
And you're done. With your level 20 lifesteal talent, you could just man fight anything. Go with a team fight, push, and then ends. Simple stuff. If you're struggling to end, you can think about Shivas, finishing Yashikaya, Lincoln's, Wind Waker is a nice one since Bloodmist doesn't actually damage you during it. Focus on neutral items like Vampire Fangs, Paladino Sword, Magic Resistance. I personally like Stormcrafter and Rattle Cage because it works with Spell Amp. We still haven't finished with all that. Well, I think you just shit the bed on this one, mate. I'll just kill you about it then. I'll just kill you about it. What are you gonna do about it, cry? Miss your pants? But there you have it, my Bloodmist build that I've been slowly perfecting for 2 years. I didn't cover much about Bloodmist itself, but I'm hoping the footage will explain the power of giving blood transfusions without consent better than I ever will. This one's pretty easy to play, and it's got a hilarious power spike when you get Ags that catches enemies off guard, which is completely 180 games on its head in our favour. I'm a bit biased because I've loved this build for a long time and it's officially made it into my Sweat Stadium category of heroes, but I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10, which would have been a fat old 10 if it wasn't for how situational it can be. And with how the picking phase works, you often have to gamble that they pick a good matchup against you. Also, with all the magic resistance going around, the mage slayers, it can prove difficult. However, even with that, I've backed me a solid 70% win rate, which I ain't gonna go crying about. Now, I don't want to toot my own ding-dong and say I'm some kind of oracle or otherworldly seer, but I predicted a few meta builds now. It's only a matter of time until Bloodseeker finds his well-earned Reddit thread of complaints, and it's not going to be the right-click Bloodseeker either, because this Agnos is getting stronger and stronger. I used to buy it as a 4th item, then as a 3rd item, now I buy it as a 2nd item. This thing is going to explode, and all it will take is one pro player to use it, one tournament game where it works well, and all the pubs will be littered with this thing. You know what? I'm calling it. This year, we got a couple of big patches ahead of us. We got some new heroes, a TI. By the end of the year, Bloodseeker will become meta. And this period puddle is the key to it all. Lock it in, boys. Just takes one change, one buff, one sliver of recognition, and this hero, who has been kicked to the side for years, will finally find his mojo. But I'm just spitballing here, ain't I? Bloodseeker better? The ramblings of a madman. Now go run along, kids. I'll be seeing you soon. Farewell.
Feels good.